Awareness is power. In the animal kingdom, the alpha male is almost always the biggest, strongest, most dominant male amongst his pack. He is seen as a leader and is expected to protect his pack from any outside threat that would pose danger to the group. In exchange, he is given first pick of resources, women, spoils of war, and anything else that would normally be distributed amongst his pack. Sounding familiar? Being an alpha in human society is quite similar, with minor differences. One of these differences being that alphas in human society don't need the biggest muscles. They don't need to be the tallest in the room, and sometimes they don't even need to be the most dominant. All they need is the proper traits of an alpha. And the amazing part about this, these traits can be learned. Anyone can become an alpha through hard work and determination. If you think you have what it takes to become an alpha, stay tuned till the end where I talk about the most important trait an alpha can have. When it comes to humans, alphas come in all shapes and sizes, personality types, and are not limited by gender. There are short guys that are alphas, and there are tall guys that are alphas. There are loud guys that are alphas, and there are quiet guys that are alphas. Just as there are alpha males, there are also alpha females. Most people assume the alpha to be the biggest, loudest, most assertive person in the room, whereas many times, the alpha may be the person in the corner of the room, out of sight from everyone else, talking to one or two people, eventually exiting with someone by their side, only saying goodbye to the people they pass by. It's simply impossible to tell an alpha by their appearance. Things like body language, clothing, looks, social status, wealth, and more can all give the appearance of an alpha. But these things can all be faked and are ultimately superficial. The only real way to tell if someone is an alpha is through time. Are they acting this way to appear cooler than they are? Or do they embody this behavior as a core part of their being? The good thing about this is that if you act like an alpha through appearances for a long enough time, it will eventually change you and become a part of your personality. But this is the hardest way of becoming an alpha, unless you're naturally talented at acting, of course. Acting like someone you're not for a long period of time is extremely hard, especially after the fact that you already have a set way of acting. People will call you out on it and you'll feel inauthentic, which people will sense. As you can tell, trying to become an alpha through superficial means just isn't worth it for most people. The best way to unleash your inner alpha is through authenticity. In other words, doing the things you love. What do you desire? What do you want in your own life? One thing I learned in my own life was that the moment I decided to do the things I love, to go for the things I want, to stop listening to what everyone else said I should be and start doing what I felt I could be, everything changed. People started treating me differently. And at some point, I realized that I became the person I always wanted to be, but failed to be through superficial means. The truth is, we don't need to act like anyone else because we are all already alphas right now. We just need to become aware of this. But the only way to become aware of this is to eliminate the negative programming we've received growing up. On screen, I have a link to my video on the power of affirmations that will teach you how to remove your negative programming over time. But if you really want to unleash your inner alpha that's locked away, you have to figure out what you love, who you want to be, and the life you want to live. You have to make the decision to move towards it through hard work and determination no matter what. If you do this and start realizing your potential, you will automatically start to develop the traits of a real, authentic alpha. Real alphas take risks. They go for what they want. They face their fears. They continually improve themselves. They don't take shit from others. They are leaders. They are comfortable with themselves. They are direct and they are honest. Real alphas live life the way they want. These are just some of the many traits a real alpha exhibits as a part of who they are. Now for all the people who stay till the end, here is the most important trait an alpha can exhibit. Confidence. Without this trait, you'll never succeed. And the only way to build this trait is through repeated experiences built over time. Some people are naturally more confident than others, but confidence is like a muscle. The more you build it, the stronger it grows. So every time you make an attempt at what you want, whether you fail or succeed, just know that every attempt ultimately brings you closer to your ultimate potential. There is no such thing as becoming, because you already are. All you need to do is realize it. With that said, thank you. If this video resonated with you, feel free to join our family by hitting that like button and subscribing for more content. And if you liked the video, make sure to show some love in the comments below. Until next time, this is Success Mindset, and remember, dreams do come true.